All right, we're going to round these. You're going to round them to the place value that they give you. I don't want you to write down all the words. I just want you to write down the numbers, and I want you to round them. I will pause the video. I then will start the video, and we'll go over them and see how you did. Paused. Unpaused. All right, so we round 3,333 ten-thousandths to the hundredths place. Find my number. The hundredths place is 2 behind the decimal point. Look next door. Next door I have a 3. If it's 5 or greater, I add one more. It's not, so I don't have to add one. The numbers in front stay the same. The numbers behind 0 is your name. You'd probably see it written as, if it was for an answer choice, if it was multiple choice in that answer, that's probably what it would look like. I'm just simply saying. You don't have to be mad. Same thing here, round to the hundredths place. We have 5 and 567 thousandths. 5 in front of the decimal point, and for the decimal point. 567 behind the decimal point. Thousandths, where it ends. Find our number. The hundredths place is where the 6 is. Look next door. Next door, their neighbor is 7. If that's 5 or greater, it is. We add one more to the place we're rounding to. 6 plus 1 is 7. The numbers in front stay the same. Numbers behind 0 is your name. So it should be 5 and 570 thousandths. Or you'd probably see it 5 and 57 hundredths. Rounding this to the hundredths. 48 and 1,000th. 48 and 1,000th. Our hundredths place is this 0 here. Find your number. Look next door. Next door we have a 1. That's not 5 or greater, so we don't add one more. Numbers in front stay the same. Numbers behind 0 is your name. So that's going to be actually around to 48. Because 48 and 0 thousandths or 0 hundredths or 0 tenths just rounds to 48. If you don't see a decimal point in a number, it's always there. Any whole number has a decimal point. Even if it's not shown, it's at the back. All right, now we're rounding to tenths. To tenths, we have 7 and 987 thousandths. We're rounding to the tenths. We find our number. This is the tenths place, 1 right behind the decimal point. We look next door. Is the number next door 5 or greater? Yes. So then we add one more. We have to actually do the math, or you're going to mess up. 9 plus 1, because I added one more, is 0. When I'm adding or subtracting decimals, the decimal point comes straight down. And since I carried, I have 8. 8.0, or you'd probably see it written as just 8. Just 8. 666 thousandths to tenths. The tenths is right here. We found our number. We look next door. Next door is a 6. That's 5 or greater. So we add one more. There are no numbers in front. There are numbers in back. But it's going to be rounded to 0 and 7 tenths. It's very important that you can identify your place values. You can't round unless you know your place values. You cannot compare unless you know your place values. Adding and subtracting is difficult unless you know your place values. Order from least to greatest, difficult unless you know your place values. Finding the value of a number, difficult unless you know your place values. So please, for the love of Pete, make sure you know your place values. You also have it in your journal. If you use it in class and when you're doing this stuff, you use the journal, easy peasy. It'll eventually stick in your head if it hasn't already. Most of you are so extremely smart you already knew it when you walked in the door. If you didn't know it when you walked in the door, you'll know it very, very soon if we keep practicing. Boom shakalaka. Love ya. Peace out.